Here's why you're going to be wiped like dust from the landscape of this world. Here's why you're going to be buried in ignominy. Here are the sins, the provocations, the aggravations that have risen up like a stench before me, that have not gone unnoticed and unmarked. And the first of them is how Babylon dealt with God's people. When you persecute the people of God, you are poking the Lord in the eye. He says, my people are the apple, the pupil of my eye. The Lord says to Saul of Tarsus, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? To mess with the Lord's people is to mess with the Lord himself. And so the Lord comes to him and he says, here's what's happened. Who do you think you are? The Lord is saying, I'm the one who was chastening my people. I'm the Father. And I'm disciplining my children because of their Sabbath breaking, because of their idolatrous worship, because of their unbelief, because of all of these sins. I have taken my children to the woodshed. I am the one. You don't get the credit, Babylon. I'm the one who sent them into exile. Through you, Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonian Empire. I'm the one who did it in order to chasten my people. However, in sending my people into exile, how have you dealt with them? You showed no mercy to them. You ought to have seen what was happening. You ought to have understood their predicament, and you ought to have dealt with them accordingly. But you have exceeded all reasonable expectations in how merciless you have been. You have rather taken my people and held them in contempt and abused them. You have dealt with them in harsh ways. Notice the language. He says, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Right? The ancient is old people. He's saying, you took the elderly among my people. And rather than rising up before the hoary head, showing respect and deference to those who are of superior years, what did you do? You laid a heavy yoke upon the old men. So you're dealing harshly with my people. And the Lord says, for that reason, you're sunk. For that reason, I am going to obliterate you. I'm going to smash you to smithereens. Because in your foolishness, in your pride, your ignorance, you have abused my people.